Okay, time passed on, and they got a change construction superintendents. The construction superintendent they moved into the office, and the assistant construction superintendent named Joe Ulanowski, became the construction superintendent. Joe U was a legend, best teacher maybe in the entire world. The guy was fantastic. 90% of what I learned about asphalt, I learned directly from him. He's the type of guy that never stopped teaching, never stopped learning. He's a great person to be around, and I tried to spend as much time as I could with him, asking him questions all the time, learning as much as I could. He's just a fascinating guy. And of course, he was a character too. You know, he had a history before he's the construction superintendent, or assistant construction superintendent. He was a paving foreman. And guess what? Ernie Randle was his right-hand man. So Joe had a lot of stories about Ernie. But I'm not going to tell Joe's stories about Ernie. I'm going to talk about firsthand my experiences. And this construction season was an unusual one because they had the company had more work than normal. They were adding crews and expanding, and it got to the point where they needed another paving crew, they needed another paving foreman, and all this. So Joe hired me as a paving foreman. So I was promoted to be a paving foreman. And of course, it was a real learning experience. I mean, I had some experience, but it's still a different job. You're managing people, you're doing a bunch of different things. But Joe said, hey, I'm going to surround you with good people. And I'm going to give you Ernie Randle. And at that time, Ernie Randle was, past his peak. I mean, he was in his early 50s. And for a construction worker, that's pretty old, especially that doing all that physical work. But, he really had the knowledge, he had the skills, he had the persona, he had the aura. I mean, there was everything about the guy was great, really great. And Ernie and I really hit it off good together, man. I absolutely loved the guy. We got along really good. We got along fantastic. And I learned so much from him. And he was just I really liked being with him. And so now that we're working together, I get the chance. I said, Ernie, I got to ask you, man. Almost 20 years ago, getting close to 20, my dad told me a story about you getting shot. And then I had the opportunity. I talked to Freddie Clark, and Freddie Clark said that he saw it happen, and I got his side of the story. But I would like to hear it directly from you. He said, oh, yeah, okay. He said, I don't hold that against my wife. It wasn't her fault. I said, yeah, but she shot you 5 times, Ernie, right? He said, yeah. He said, but it wasn't her fault. I said, how could it not be her fault? He said, well, I was stepping out, she caught me. It's not her fault. I was to blame. She shot me. I gotta take it. That's it. Well, tell me what happened. Well, I was trying to get out of the house, and she pulls up, and she jumped out, and she shot me 5 times at point blank range. And then he stops. I said, yeah, but Ernie, then what happened? He said, then I went after her. Well, I think that makes sense, right? I said, but then what happened? He said, I saw her reload. Oh my God. And then what happened, Ernie? He said, then I got in the car and I drove myself to the hospital. I said, you were shot 5 times? Yeah. I said, you were shot in your head? Yeah. He said, but the bullet went in and it was just kind of creased. It got under the skin and flew around her and came out. And he said, I got shot in the shoulder, and he showed me all the spots where he got shot. I said, how did you not die? I mean, I don't understand it. He said, well, it was a low caliber. It was like a 22 caliber, something like that. He said, it would have been a 44, 45, something like, yeah, I should have been dead. But I mean, it was a low caliber. Got shot 5 times. Got in the car, drove myself to the hospital. It wasn't her fault. Don't hold it against her. shot in the head, but he didn't fall dead. Got in his car, drove himself to the hospital instead. Now, ain't that a man?